Have you ever had a morning when just getting out of bed felt like a chore? Maybe your legs felt a little stiff, or you paused before standing, unsure of your balance. That feeling of having to slow down when you used to move without thinking can be frustrating. But here's the thing. Getting older doesn't mean giving up your independence. In fact, there are simple, everyday things you can do that help you stay strong, capable, and confident, all without needing anyone to hold your hand. Today, I want to share something close to my heart. 6 ways you can maintain your independence in daily life no matter your age. These aren't complicated routines or expensive gadgets. They're practical habits and gentle shifts that make daily living feel easier, safer, and more empowering. Because being independent isn't just about doing things on your own. It's about feeling in control, making your own choices, and enjoying life on your own terms. Let's begin with something many people overlook. Your home. Think about the space you move through every day. Is it set up to help you or slow you down? For many older adults, the biggest threat to independence isn't illness. It's falling. A simple stumble in the hallway or a slip in the bathroom can change everything. That's why creating a safe, comfortable space is one of the smartest things you can do. Take Mrs. Lawn, for example. She's 78, lives alone, and used to have trouble moving around at night. One evening, she tripped over a low stool in the hallway while reaching for the light switch. Thankfully, she didn't break anything, but it scared her enough to take action. She called her grandson, and together they rearranged her furniture, cleared out cluttered corners, and added motion sensor lights in the hallway and bathroom. They even installed a grab bar near the toilet and in the shower. Since then, she's felt safer and more confident, especially at night. Sometimes, just having a non-slip mat in the kitchen or a brighter light near the stairs makes a big difference. These little changes aren't about limiting you, they're about protecting you so you can keep living on your own terms. Now, while the home sets the stage, your body plays the main role. Have you ever skipped a day of moving around, only to feel stiff or sluggish the next day? It's easy to think, I'm too tired to exercise. But here's a surprising truth. Gentle movement often gives you more energy, not less. Daily movement is like oiling a machine. It keeps your joints supple, your muscles active, and your blood flowing. You don't have to run a marathon or lift heavy weights. A simple walk around the block, a few stretches in the living room, or 10 minutes of gentle chair yoga can do wonders. I remember Mr. Ton, who used to live down the street. He was 82 and spent most of his day sitting in front of the TV. But after a mild fall, his doctor recommended light exercise. First, he resisted. "I'm too old for that," he laughed. But his daughter showed him a video of a 90-year-old man doing Tai Chi in the park, and something clicked. Mr. Ton started slow. Just 5 minutes of stretching every morning. Then he began taking short walks with his cane. After a few weeks, he told me, "I feel like my legs came back to life." He had more energy and even started cooking again. Movement brought back not just his strength, but his spirit. The best part, you don't have to go it alone. If you have a friend or neighbor nearby, make it a routine to walk together or try a short exercise video. Even standing up and sitting down from a chair a few times a day helps keep your legs strong. The key is consistency. Small steps every day add up to big results. And speaking of support, let's talk about something many people are nervous to use, but can actually give you more freedom. Technology. Now, I know smartphones and gadgets can feel overwhelming. But today's technology isn't about complicating your life. It's about making it easier, safer, and more connected. There are devices now that remind you when it's time to take your medication. Some watches can monitor your heart rate or even detect if you fall. And many phones have a single button you can press to call for help. I once met a lovely woman named Auntie Deep at a community center. She lived alone and had always been fiercely independent. But after her neighbor passed away suddenly, she started to worry. What if something happened to her and no one knew? Her niece gave her a smart watch with a fall alert. At first, she didn't like the idea of being tracked. But one morning, while reaching for a jar, she lost her balance and fell in the kitchen. The watch detected the fall and automatically called her niece, who rushed over. It wasn't serious, thankfully, but it gave Auntie Deep a new appreciation for what that little device could do. She told me later, Now I feel safer being alone, not weaker. That's the power of using the right tools. Whether it's a medication reminder, a phone with large buttons, or even a voice assistant that can call someone for you, it's all about supporting your independence, not replacing it. Technology, when used wisely, becomes a quiet helper in the background, always ready when you need it. So far, we've looked at how your environment, your movement, and your tools all play a role in helping you live more freely. Each of these is like a piece of a puzzle, and when they come together, they form a picture of a life where you're still in the driver's seat, making your own choices, doing things your way. Now, let's take a moment to talk about something that often gets overlooked. Meal times. Not just what you eat, but how you go about preparing your meals. You might not think of cooking as a part of independence, but the truth is, the ability to make your own food, even the simplest dishes, is a powerful way to stay in control of your day-to-day life. There's a kind of quiet pride in choosing your ingredients, deciding what you're in the mood for, and putting it all together with your own hands. Doesn't have to be fancy. In fact, some of the best meals are the simplest ones, like a warm bowl of porridge with fruit, a boiled egg with toast, or a vegetable soup that simmers while you sit back with a book. Take Uncle Lamb, for example. After his wife passed, he felt lost in the kitchen. For years, she handled the meals, and suddenly he was staring into a cupboard full of cans with no idea what to do next. But instead of giving up, he asked his granddaughter to show him how to make 3 simple dishes he liked. They started with steamed rice, stir-fried vegetables, and grilled fish. Nothing complicated. But once he got the hang of it, he found joy in it. He even started experimenting with his own recipes, adding a little extra garlic here, swapping in ginger there. It gave him a sense of purpose and kept his mind sharp, too. Being able to prepare your own meals, even just once a day, keeps your hands nimble, your brain active, and your taste buds happy. And when you're eating what you enjoy, made by your own hands, you're more likely to get the nutrients your body needs to stay strong. Independence in the kitchen doesn't have to mean cooking like a chef. It just means staying engaged, staying capable, and savoring the process. But food isn't the only place where independence shines. There's something else that's just as important. Being part of decisions that affect your life. Sounds simple, but it makes a world of difference. Too often, well-meaning family members try to help by taking over, choosing appointments, deciding on meals, even picking clothes for you. And while their intentions come from love, it can leave you feeling like a passenger in your own life. That's why it's so important to keep your voice strong and clear in daily decisions. Whether it's choosing when to wake up, what shirt to wear, or where to spend your Sunday afternoon, making those choices reinforces your sense of self. And when others see that you're still fully capable of deciding for yourself, they're more likely to respect and support your independence. I remember a woman named Batuette, who lived with her son and his family. She was kind, quiet, and always tried not to be a burden. For a long time, she just went along with whatever schedule they had. Mealtimes, outings, even TV programs. But one day, her daughter-in-law asked, "Me ticken gi not de con now?" That one question lit up her face. She smiled and said, "Bun Ryu." From then on, something shifted. They began asking her opinion more often. And the more she shared, the more confident she became. She even started writing down her favorite recipes and stories from her childhood to share with her grandchildren. Her presence became more than quiet. It became vibrant again. Being part of the conversation matters. So if you live with family or rely on others for help, don't be afraid to speak up. Express your preferences, your routines, your little quirks. You've lived a life full of experience. You deserve to be heard. And while staying connected with family is wonderful, there's another kind of connection that plays a huge role in maintaining independence. Staying socially active. Not in a loud, party-going way, but in the gentle, nourishing kind of socializing that fills your heart and lifts your spirit. A short chat with a neighbor, a walk in the park with a friend, joining a local club or community group. These little moments of connection help you feel part of something bigger. And that sense of belonging is just as important as physical strength when it comes to independence. Think about it. When you spend too much time alone, it's easy to fall into routines that are more about surviving than thriving. You might skip a meal, sit too long, or put off calling the doctor. But when you have someone checking in, or better yet, someone to check in on, you stay more alert, more engaged, and more motivated to take care of yourself. There's a story I'll never forget about two sisters, both in their 70s, who lived across the street from one another. Every morning, they'd wave from their windows. Once a week, they'd have tea together. Nothing fancy, just biscuits, tea, and chatter. But it kept them going. One day, when one of them didn't show up at the window, the other knew something was wrong. She walked over, knocked, and found her sister had taken a fall. That simple habit, just waving at the same time every morning, was a lifeline. You don't need a big social circle. Just one or two people you can reach out to makes a big difference. And if you're not sure where to start, consider joining a local senior group or even an online community where people your age share stories, recipes, or hobbies. The world is still full of friendships waiting to happen. So whether it's cooking a simple meal, speaking your mind, or sharing a moment with a neighbor, these daily actions are more than just routines. They are acts of self-respect. They are reminders that you are still very much in charge of your own life. You've earned the right to choose, to speak, to move, and to belong. And nothing, not even age, can take that away from you. Sometimes the most powerful way to stay independent isn't in the big things. It's in the small daily choices you make to move your body. And no, I'm not talking about intense workouts or joining a gym. It's about finding simple, enjoyable ways to keep moving, a little bit at a time, every single day. Movement is life, and when you stop moving, your world slowly shrinks around you. You'd be amazed at what just 10 or 15 minutes of gentle stretching or walking can do. It wakes up your joints, gets the blood flowing, clears your head, and helps you sleep better at night. Even standing up and sitting down from a chair a few times a day helps build strength in your legs. Strength that protects you from falls and gives you the confidence to move around safely. I remember Mr. Kwong, a retired teacher in his late 70s. He used to be very active, but after minor surgery, he stayed in bed longer than he should have. Days turned into weeks, and soon, even walking across the room felt like a chore. But his daughter gently encouraged him to do just a few stretches every morning. Arms up, deep breaths, light leg lifts from his chair. Within a couple of weeks, he was walking to the mailbox again, then to the park. Now he joins a small Tai Chi group every Sunday morning. It's not just about strength, it's about momentum. Once you start moving even a little, it builds on itself. So if you've been feeling stiff or tired, don't wait for the perfect time or the perfect exercise. Start where you are. If all you can manage is lifting your arms or turning your neck gently from side to side, that's a great beginning. Your body responds to kindness, and the more you move it, the more it will give back. But just as your body needs attention, so does your home. Your surroundings. It might not seem like it, but the way your living space is arranged plays a big part in your ability to stay independent. A cluttered hallway, a slippery bathroom, a high cupboard. These can quietly chip away at your confidence, making even simple tasks feel risky. You don't need a major renovation to make your home safer. Sometimes it's as easy as adding a night light in the hallway, using non-slip mats in the bathroom, or moving everyday items to lower shelves. It's not about limiting yourself. It's about setting yourself up to succeed every single day with fewer obstacles and more ease. I once visited an older woman named Bahan, who had always been fiercely independent. She still cooked her own meals and did her own laundry, but lately she'd started avoiding the kitchen. When I asked her why, she admitted it was because she kept bumping into a sharp corner on the countertop. Just a little change, a rubber edge guard and shifting a stool out of the way, made the space feel comfortable again. She went right back to making her famous lemongrass chicken the next day. Sometimes we accept discomfort as just part of getting older, but the truth is, many of those little pains or fears can be solved with just a bit of adjustment. And making those changes doesn't mean you're giving up control. It means you're taking control, protecting your independence in the most practical way possible. So, as we wrap things up, I want you to take a step back and look at the big picture. Every single thing we've talked about, whether it's preparing your own meals, making your own decisions, staying socially connected, keeping your body moving, or making your home safer, isn't just about maintaining independence. It's about thriving. You are still you. You still have so much to offer. And the beauty of this stage of life is that you've got the wisdom to know what really matters. You've been through challenges, you've seen change, and yet, here you are, still learning, still growing, still capable. Yes, there may be days that feel slower or harder than they used to be. But those are just moments. They don't define your story. What defines it is how you show up every day with courage, with care, and with the quiet strength that comes from a lifetime of experience. So please don't underestimate the power of the small things. Drink your water, stretch your legs, make your own toast, speak up for what you want, call a friend, move the rug that always slips. These tiny actions build a life that feels yours. And when your days feel like they belong to you, that's when true independence shines. If you've made it this far in the video, I want to say thank you. Not just for watching, but for caring about yourself. For investing in your own well-being. It's never too late to grow stronger, feel more confident, and live with more freedom. And if something in this video resonated with you, or reminded you of someone you care about, feel free to share your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. This channel is here to support you, to uplift you, and to remind you that you're not alone on this journey. Don't forget to like this video if you found it helpful, and subscribe for more inspiring practical tips on living your best life after 60. We're here for you every step of the way. Here's to your independence, your strength, and your beautiful, unstoppable spirit. You've got this, and we're cheering you on always.